contender for the worst shoe and trouser combination colour-wise. The pink and these yellow and red shoes, it just doesn't go whatsoever. Stokes is wearing white boots, however, old school boots, but not old school catching.
You can't believe it.
Oh, poor, honestly, I shouldn't feel so bad for other bowlers, but I still do. I can understand it if it was a fast bowler down there who dropped it. This has been smashed away from four. Don't get much margin for error. Yeah, if it's a lumbering cart horse down at long off, when it's your best fielder, possibly in the world, who drops it.
And it would have been a great confidence booster for someone like Shreyas Gopal as well. Yeah. First over in the new IPL season, and if you can have a wicket in the first over. And leg spin is all about confidence. He didn't have the best season last time around, but that would have been a great start to the season for him.
Two's the call, and Chris Gale takes 2 or 3 steps and he's down the other end. Overdone. Good 112 off at 58 for 1.
पर अब स्टॉक्स पे इन्वेस्टिंग इन स्टॉक्स इजी स्टॉक्स बाय या सेल करो सीधे अपने फोन से अब स्टॉक स्टार्ट करके देखो
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.
चिंटू बाबा
क्या हुआ शांता भाई?
कभी लाइसेंस भूलते हो, कभी पैसा, और आज ये बिना चेक के डाल देती तो?
अरे ये मैं भूला नहीं था शांता भाई।
तो ये कैसे निकला?
वो आपके लिए रखा था।
कैडबरी डेयरी मिल्क, कुछ अच्छा हो जाए, कुछ मीठा हो जाए।
Lamination वाला exterior paint, Asian Paints Ultima Protect. बारिश, धूप और धूल को आने दो।
Welcome back, Ben Stokes. So catch down and often can happen. Just give us his radio. You gonna do it? You're on. Well, this has been slapped. Absolutely no respect there for the bowler. And crunch first ball. KL Rahul.
Absolutely smashed it. Length ball with maximum advantage of it. And that's just a proper cricketing shot. That's top quality shot from an informed KL Rahul.
Just love the way he plays that stroke. It's not slicing the ball. It's that he opens up the face of the ball. He opens up that front leg, turns the shoulders around, just hits the ball over cover. Beautiful stroke.
And it's just the extension of arms as well. Doesn't look to hit it that hard. It's just getting into good position and just extension of his arms.
He was brilliant last year. Him and Agarwal were my favourite 2 batters of the whole IPL last year. I could just watch him bat all day. There's something about KL Rahul. Just very effortless, graceful player.
So good partnership here, 41 between KL Rahul and Chris Gale. Gale, when he hits them, they stay hit, and that's an upper decker. Bang!
An Academy cracking 6 there, Binger. That upper decker, I like that one. That could be a stinker. And that sort of rubs it in the salt in the wounds for Stokes as well. Even though it wasn't Gale who got dropped, you start thinking as a player, oh no, it's not going to be one of those nights, is it? Dropped a catch, been hit for 6.
Just see GG how far in front of his body he played that shot as well.
I reckon the intention was right to try and bump him.
Yeah.
But then again, it's just the wicket in the ground.
That's the thing, there is always that thing, you can bounce anyone in the world, but if they swing at it, they're always swinging hard if they get half a bat on it.
Because when you talk about Chris Gale in all the team meetings and stuff, you would definitely want to use that bouncer against him. Whether Ben Stokes have got that pace to rattle him, not sure.
Or whether he's already faced 17 balls, so he's got his eye in.
Could be. Yeah,
will he go again?
Spot on.
He thought he was coming, didn't he? He didn't exactly get forward there, the big dude.
Well,
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, I put all my eggs in the Rajasthan basket. I've declared myself a super fan just because of Rahul Tewatia last year from that one game. That was when the love affair started for me. But I have to admit, when I look at the squads on paper,
No, you can have your own favourite teams. That's absolutely
they've
fine.
not filled me with as much confidence.
Oh, is that out?
Is this one out?
Pitched outside leg, maybe.
No, my point was that if Jofra Archer was available, probably there won't have been a lot of pressure on Ben Stokes from the bowling point of view. But now when Jofra Archer is not there, he will have to deliver with the ball.
Yeah, it makes me a bit I'm a bit nervous, Rajasthan. I mean, I'll be bullish and I'll say they're definitely going to win it.
Well, you know Stokesy, is he the type of guy that relishes on that extra responsibility, or he does?
He is, yeah. He wants to have the ball in his hand. He wants to be the centre of attention. He wants a haircut as well. It's getting a bit long, Ben. I'm getting your eyes soon.
Lost his shape there, Chris Gale. So 12th the over. 70 for 1 after 8.
घूम कर गली गली पूरा पसीने से भीगा मार के दो गुट आजा थोड़ा सा तू ले ले धक्का दुख है बारी लेकिन लाइफ भी तो अपनी जारी चलेगा नहीं अभी भागने की अपनी बारी चल रुकना तू भूल जा बस भूल जा तू रुकना अभी सर पे दुनियादारी फिर भी चेहरे पे है हंसी दिमाग को दौड़ा ढक्कन खुल गई पी जा पूरी बॉटल दिल होगा खुश और ठंडक मिलेगी तुझको अंदर
राजश्री इलायची दर्शन का जश्न
LG Linear Cooling Refrigerator keeps food naturally fresh and hygienic for really long.
When supply goes up and demand doesn't rise.
Again?
Crunchy. It's new. Cashew, almond, hazelnut. New Sunfeast Dark Fantasy Choco Nut Fills from ITC.
Well, if you're sitting next to
Here he is. Here he is, Binger. Here's my boy. Come on, Ralph. Good start, solid start.
Yep, just a single. Well, they need a wicket. Let's have a look at last over. Bit of bat involved, maybe.
Smashed it, didn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, all jokes aside, Tewatia last year did a good job with the ball and the bat. He was an unsung hero, really. I know he won that one game or two games with the bat, but he did well with the ball.
He's a street smart cricketer. He knows his limitations, he knows what to do, he doesn't experiment a lot with the ball. It's not that he's a wicket taker, but then he does his job silently and he can be very, very dangerous with the bat.
Yeah.
We saw what he did last time around, hitting those 5-6s of Sharon Kottru.
Look at that. GG. Low strike rate versus leg spin. KL Rahul, 95.
Again, my concern, yes, we can see that, but my concern with KL Rahul since last season has been that he's the permanent member in the Indian white ball cricket. So he can actually play at a higher strike rate. That has always been, he will always get runs. He will probably have another 500 run season this time around as well. But then it's important that at what strike rate you bat at.
Yeah.
I can understand that if you're not part of the Indian team, you want to go out, you want to be part of that, you want to score those 500 runs. But when you're part of it, you're playing consistently for the last 4 or 5 years. You want to try and express yourself even more and probably show the world even more quality what you have.
So you're saying take a few more risks, be prepared to do a few different...
Especially on venues like this.
Yeah.
I can understand. Yeah, if it's in Chennai or in other places where the ball is gripping and stuff, then you can have...
Nicely.
Yeah, when you know that you have to have 180, 190 on the board, so you can just try and be more explosive.
This is the sort of ground as a spin bowler on this pitch. You're going into thinking, if I can go for 24, 25 in my form, maybe pick up a wicket or two, I've had a very, very good game.
And that's the reason why I said that Rahul Tewatia is a guy who knows he won't give a lot to Chris Gale.
Two's a call. And he gets 4 for it, actually. Well, he said 2 when he first hit it. Christopher Gale, the universe boss, he's a big lad, big boy.
He'll be loving this as well. 33 from 24. He's the sort of player, if he starts well in a tournament, he tends to have a massive tournament.
He will be loving it. I'll tell you what I'll be loving as well is our demonstration coming up next from the skip.
GG, he's up there.
So we've spoken a lot about this. That would you prefer Chris opening the batting, especially a Wankere?
I don't mind. I said last year yes.
No.
Catch it!
Catch! Oh no! Tuatia's dropped one. What's going on? My two heroes of world cricket, Stokes and Tuatia. I've jinxed them, Binga. I've jinxed them.
She's got to hang low and hang in there.
I'm gonna have to. Oh, I'm gonna have to jump up and down and count 200 or something. Watch.
Smack this.
Let's have a look.
Should have caught it. Knee height.
Boys.
And what often happens?
No.
You drop it and you get met for 6. So Chris Gale once again has gone upstairs up to the top tier.
Upper decker.
An upper decker. That's 2 6s for his name. And 4 4s goes to 39. And that sign there is a see it tie, strategic timeout. But hang with us. Hang with us because we've got the skipper, the former skipper of the world, GG, on spin bowling. Over to you.
See, again, I think when you talk about wrist spinners being so successful in T20 cricket, especially in IPL, if you see most of the dismissals against wrist spinners, it has a lot to do with bowling those straighter ones and the wrong ones. So probably as a right-hander, you can play them like an off spinner or a bowler who actually bowls a little bit of in-dippers. And if even against the left-handers, if you see even Rahul Tewatia bowling to Chris Gale, most of those deliveries were actually googlies. So for me, I think when people talk about whether you got to pick a wrist spinner from the hand, it's not important. Lot many times when I've played someone like Murli Dharan or Saeed Ajmal, I couldn't pick them from the hand. All I used to do was probably to go in the line of the ball. So once you go in the line of the ball, and if your head is on top of your knee, you can actually start playing with your hands. The moment your head stays back behind your front knee, then it gets difficult, and that's when you get that LBW. Graham Swan has got me out, 8 or 9 times, just because I couldn't take my head in the line of the ball, and probably it wasn't ahead of the front knee. The moment it stays here, then you can't take your bat in front. The only way you can take your head in front or your bat in front is when you have your head in front of your top knee. And even if you don't pick from the hand, it's okay. If you're in line, if your head is in line, you can actually still look to play with your hands and probably with the bat. So that's what I believe in. And most of the time when I played Murli Dharan and Saeed Ajmal, I couldn't pick him from their hand. But all I used to do was probably just have my head in front of my knee and probably use my bat more.
You used to use your feet really well and hit over extra cover. Would you do that if you weren't picking it well? Would you stay in your crease?
See, again, it really depends when I wanted to actually step out. The best time to step out was when you've released the ball. Once the bowler has released the ball.
Yeah, I know you did it to me all the time.
Yeah, but you've got me out many times as well. You got me out in the World Cup. You probably must have got me out 7 or 8 times. And the reason was because you could undercut the ball. And when you would undercut the ball, I've always believed places like India, if you can undercut the ball, you will always be more successful because some balls will keep straight and some balls will grip. And I'm sure most of the bowlers doesn't know which one's got to keep straight and which one's got to spin because you're undercutting the ball. And that's the reason why bowlers who undercut are always difficult for a left-hander, especially the off-spinners. And that's why you see Ashwin, why he's so successful. Against England, he was because he was undercutting. But if you see Dom Bess, and for that matter, even Moeen Ali, they would overspin the ball.
Yeah.
So that's the reason I feel that the best time to step out is once the ball is released. Most of the time, if you step out early, then the bowler can adjust. But once the ball is released, you can't do anything about it.
That's the end of the See It Tie strategic timeout. Awesome. I'm going to hold you there for one more second, GG, because it's a wonderful opportunity for all the viewers at home. Just quickly, you mentioned about playing a leg spinner like an off spinner. Would that be the advice you give to the young boys and girls that are watching tonight?
All of them.
If they're starting up?
Actually, when I was captaining, most of the foreign players used to come and ask about playing wrist spin, especially the leg spinners, and I would say, just play them like an off spinner, because most of the time, either you get an LBW. Even in the last game, when you see Shubman Gill getting out, it was to a wrong one. So if you see most of these leg spinners, whether it is Amit Mishra, whether it is Piyush Chawla, all those guys are not big leg spinners. They're more top spinners and wrong ones they bowl. So that's the reason, even as a left-hander or a right-hander, you can actually keep hitting them through mid-on. So that's the advice I would give it to most of the overseas batters.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, GG. sure the viewers at home got a lot out of that. So
yeah, you missed a 4 then, by the way. The first ball of that over was
don't about the 4. More worried about hearing what the skip was saying. 86 for 1 after 9.1. It's a good start.
That was KL Rao off the back foot. It's just smashed the 4 through the offside. Parag's on. So it's spin for both ends. But this is looking dangerous.
Well, it wasn't dangerous because the last ball last over, Swanee. Watch this.
Yeah. Well, he dropped him, didn't he? If you drop a catch off your own bowling, you get what you reap. You reap what you sow. Sorry, that's what the saying goes, isn't it?
333 on his back.
Did you ever do that? Did you ever drop like one of the world's best dangerous player, and then he goes on to smash it everywhere?
Yeah.
And you just think,
all the time.
You know, I remember dropping once. I remember playing a test match at Lord's against India, and this young lad called Rao Dravid was on 34, and he nicked Stuart Broad to second slip. Rao Dravid, who'd never got 100 at Lord's, and he nicked Broady to me at second slip. It was an absolute dolly, and I dropped it, and he got his 100. If you're listening, Rao, you owe me 100 at Lord's. That's what I'm saying.
Did you see that last delivery? Look at this.
What?
Unbelievable.
That is, I reckon, 2 degrees off being underarm.
Yeah, it's called the UFO.
Would you actually allow that?
I'm not sure. Actually,
no, seriously, that's a serious question. Would you actually allow that to happen?
Well, from my understanding, it's allowed as long as it's above
90 degrees off the ground. Well, I want to see it again. I think we need to get a what's it called, a compass or a protractor out and measure the angles here.
I've seen some of the other bowlers doing that as well. I've seen Manoj Tiwari doing it, Kedar Jadhav doing it.
Yeah.
Darren Lehman used to do it for Australia, but
that's the lowest I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Well, that's
just have a look at this. That is just above his hip.
I tell you what, though, it was also the perfect Yorker length. What a delivery! Parag, what a legend! I tell you what, we've got coming up, Binger. I'm just going to show you, we've got one of the world famous half-time huddles coming our way.
Could be a chance.
Going to be caught.
Got him. Doesn't drop him twice.
Great catch.
Ben Stokes, has he hurt his finger? But I think there's a bit of pain there. It doesn't matter, they got the big wicket. The Universe boss goes for 10 shy of his half century. And you might want to go and get that checked. But a big wicket, and Parag comes on and gets the breakthrough.
I'll tell you what, when Ben Stokes is grimacing, that means he's probably shattered that in about 10 places. Let's have a look. GG, what do you reckon? Out or not? He's walked off, so.
No, it's hard. I don't think so. Ben Stokes would appeal if he wouldn't have taken it.
Oh, great catch by Kiwi Ben. Just to hit his finger. I reckon he's hurt his finger dropping that catch 2 overs ago.
89 for 2 after 9.5.
इंटरनेट ये रो रहा, डाउन ये बार बार हो रहा, तो बोलो क्या करेंगे? जियो फाइबर कर ले आओ, जादू के डिब्बे का मैजिक चला।
जियो फाइबर देता है सबसे रिलायबल ब्रॉडबैंड और 24/7 कस्टमर सपोर्ट।
अब हर घर जियो फाइबर।
आंटी रेंट दे दिया।
Best to just phone pay.
How's that?
अब आप भी दिमाग लगाओ। How's that पे इरफान को हराओ और जीतो 5 गुना रिवॉर्ड। तो बेटा how's that?
Right, so we've got 10 overs gone now. 89 for 2. GG, you were awesome before. But what's coming now, ladies and gentlemen, is the very, very famous half-time huddle. Halfway huddle. And Brett Lee's going to start us off. Or...
Gentlemen, all right, halfway so far. Key wicket there of, obviously, Chris Gale. That's going to be a turning point. And a helping point, I guess, for Redstone
Yeah,
Royals.
maybe, but 111's better than 400.
That's the end of the show. Well, he's gone.
And Scott, very well done for you for your 111 as well in the back garden against your mum and your brother or whoever it was. No, it was
Situation
actually, it was
half
actually
had a look
international.
in.
It was Sri Lanka,
I think that pretty much even Stevens. You would think that the batting team will be happy at this position. They still got 8 wickets in hand. But again, you need to get an excess of 200 runs to really put a pressure on the team batting second.
Well, that was more of a halfway muddle than a halfway huddle, so I'm off.
91 for 2. Thank you, Swanee. And that is not a good sign if you're a Rajasthan Royals fan. Ben Stokes off the field, taking this catch. It was really well held in the end. He'll be disappointed in the first place, dropping him a couple of overs earlier. You just got to hope that that finger is fine and maybe just got bent back and there's no crack. They need him to be able to hold a bat. That's the most important thing. They would have been banking on his overs. Brian Lara, Brett Lee alongside me. 84% catching efficiency. I'm actually surprised. That's lower than I thought. A very good natural athlete.
You know why I think that is? I think that's because he creates a lot of hard chances for himself because he's such a good athlete.
I've been saying for a couple of seasons now, I want a better, less subjective, more objective fielding metric. And my fielding metric, certainly catches, is how long the ball stays in the air. We've got the ability to calculate it.
Is it like a parabola?
An inverted parabola. and how far the fieldsman moves. So if a fieldsman like Kohli or Maxwell or Jadeja or Ben Stokes, that is beautifully played through the offside and nicely fielded as well. If they move 25 metres and the ball's only in the air for 4 seconds, that's obviously a real pat on the back for them versus someone like Graham Swan, who'd only be able to move 5 metres to his right and the ball's 10 seconds in the air.
Yeah, time versus distance.
Time and distance, and that way those players who actually are more athletic, like you're suggesting, who get to balls further away, it means more because they're able to cover more distance and get to balls. That is a beautiful use of the feet. Does not bother moving, straight down the ground, and unacademy cracking 6.
We might need to get our team behind the scenes to work on an algorithm.
Does it make any sense or not?
100%.
A catch is a catch, Scotty.
Beautiful use of the feet. Wonderful advancement down the wicket.
Running should at least get a little quicker with KL Rahul still there with Deepak Hooda. 102 for 2.
ये है अनुमानन. इन्हें एस्केलेटर में चढ़ना मुश्किल लगता है. पर अब स्टॉक्स पे इन्वेस्टिंग इन स्टॉक्स इजी. स्टॉक्स बाय या सेल करो सीधे अपने फोन से. अब स्टॉक स्टार्ट करके देखो.
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.
How's that? अब आप भी दिमाग लगाओ. How's that पे इरफान को हराओ. और जीतो 5 गुना रिवॉर्ड. तो बेटा, how's that? How's that?
This game involves financial risk and may be addictive. Please play responsibly at your own risk.
Mango lao.
I'm coming, Alia. Oh no, big rock.
Fresh and juicy.
Shreyas Gopal for the 12th over with the googly. And Brett Lee and the ad break decided that it's time for an alert. And which way? Wicket or big over?
I want to go wicket alert. Light me up red, please.
That's Vivo fan walk. Lucky fans enjoying the match from the comfort of their own homes. 2 singles for big over alert, Brett Lee.
I did say wicket, I did say big over, but I've gone back to the big over alert because stats say that when KL Rahul faces more than 27 balls in his 40s, there's a chance he'll go downtown. So that's why I've gone the big over alert.
Well, what do you got so far? 2 singles?
Can I just say, the phrase "the stats say" was what friend of the dugout Dean Jones used to say. So I like your terminology, Britley, I must say. The stats say KL Rahul, what was it? Goes more than
after 27 balls if he's in his 40s, he looks to up the ante.
There we go. Friend of the select dugout, Dean Jones.
It's going to be back from strike.
This might be the Lewis over.
That's why I want to go wicket alert.
Did you call Maiden over? Just 2 balls to go in the over. It's been very good first 11.4 overs for Punjab Kings.